Welcome back, everybody. Dennis Darville with you again for our second episode of Christmas 2024. Last week it was, Star of Wonder, Star of Night, taken from a famous Christmas carol. This week is simply entitled Joy to the World. And no doubt, if there's anything Christmas teaches us, it teaches us the reality of hope and joy because of the Christ child. Now, ironically, the day I'm filming this, outside it's perfectly miserable, overcast, rainy, cold, just a sense of gloom all over it, to be frank. And that really ties in with our text for today. It's a very famous text, Isaiah 9, 1 through 7, where the prophet Isaiah, 720 or 730 years before Jesus was to be born, in a time in the life of Israel in the northern kingdom and Judah in the southern kingdom, were under the agonizing, miserable tyranny of Assyria. At this point, I think, if memory serves, the northern kingdom has already collapsed. The southern kingdom, Judah, is kind of toying around with political maneuverings, and things are just bleak. And in the midst of this bleakness, Isaiah the prophet, under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, prophesies of a day when there was no longer going to be darkness and gloom, but a day of great light, a light dawning, a day dawning, darkness fleeing, victory and triumph being won. And then, interestingly enough, it happens because he goes on to say, a child will be born and a son will be given. And then he gives us four miraculous names for this child. 2 chapters earlier, in Isaiah chapter 7, we're told that a virgin will give birth to a child. Now keep in mind, this is 700 plus years before the reality of that would happen. They would have to wait over 700 years for this promise, for God to make good on his promise. But in fact, he did. That day did arrive 2,000 years ago, or a little more than 2,000 years ago for us, when a virgin did conceive. That story is told in Matthew and Luke in fascinating ways. And in Matthew chapter 4, about the middle of the chapter, you'll see that he starts citing this very passage out of Isaiah 7, Isaiah 9, and he tells us that Jesus indeed is the fulfillment of a prophecy made 700 years earlier. And then as the years have developed since Christ's birth, life, death, resurrection, ascension, his promise to come again, hundreds of Christmas carols and Christmas hymns have been written, one of which we know as Joy to the World. You probably know it by heart. I'm not very good at memorizing things, but let me just give you a couple of verses from this wonderful Christmas carol. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Now the third verse is particularly meaningful to me, to us, or at least it should be. No more let sin and sorrows grow, nor thorns infest the ground. He comes to make his blessings flow as far as the curse is found, far as the curse is found. Now, we currently live in a time in between his first and second coming. And while Christ individually and personally has conquered all our enemies, including the curse, and has individually lifted that curse off our life, the curse has not been removed entirely from the earth. But one day, when he comes again, the curse is going to be entirely removed. No more sickness, no more pain, no more death, no more crying, no more tears. And we see this in Revelation 21, 1 through 4, among many other places, which is one of the texts we'll look at. So I hope you will spend time really meditating on Isaiah 7, Isaiah 9, 1 through 7, Matthew 4, Revelation 21, 1 through 4. really giving a lot of thought and prayer to the idea that just as they had to wait 700 years for the first arrival of the King, we too are now waiting some 2,000 years for his second arrival. But just as surely as he arrived the first time, he will certainly arrive the second time. And so don't be impatient. Don't be discouraged. That darkness, that gloom, this misery, all that we see broken in the world will be put to the right. And so God bless. I hope this Christmas season stirs your heart full of hope and joy. Look forward to seeing you again next Friday.